Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. An alfalfa farm operating near Soap Lake is accused of using unpermitted water to irrigate 100 acres of land. Governor Jay Inslee is making his way to central Washington tomorrow to break ground on a sustainable jet fuel production facility. Thunderstorm activity will end tonight with warmer temperatures expected Tuesday and Wednesday. A wildfire yesterday just outside Coulee City sparked nearly instant level 3 evacuation notices for the east side of town this morning. The Road I-8 fire was reported just before 7 a.m., presumably from a lightning strike and brush near the junction with Road 36 Northeast. Emergency evacuation notices went to all homes in the vicinity, but 5 fire agencies were able to quickly encircle the roughly 200-acre blaze by 8:30 this morning. All evacuation notices were lifted by 9 a.m., and the Bureau of Land Management began patrolling the fire for hotspots. A 2-alarm brush fire burning on a rugged Douglas County ridge was brought under control within a day. The Farnham fire was first reported about 7 p.m. Saturday near Combine Road above Chelan Hills Acres and McNeil Canyon. Nearby fire agencies and the Washington DNR responded to the blaze. One local residence was placed under a level 1 evacuation advisory, but ultimately no structures were lost. By Sunday night, the 60-acre fire was considered under control and no longer a threat. A person who bought an abandoned storage unit got a surprise last week when they opened the unit to find leaking hazardous materials inside. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department says the patron opened the unit about 8:30 a.m. Friday and encountered a metallic smell from materials that had leaked into the storage space. Hazmat specialists from Wenatchee, Chelan, and Moses Lake fire agencies arrived to contain and assess the leak and said it posed no danger to people in that area. The type of material found wasn't immediately disclosed. The Department of Ecology was called to do follow-up assessment and help with cleanup. An alfalfa farm operating near Soap Lake is accused of using unpermitted water to irrigate 100 acres of land. The State Department of Ecology has issued a $10,000 fine against Stevens Land Holdings, alleging that the farm business tapped into groundwater supplies that were legally set aside for other users. The alleged misuse was first noted in 2022, and Ecology says Stevens committed to finding an alternate supply for this year. But when the 2023 irrigation season started, the farm allegedly continued to use unpermitted water and did not comply with the cease and desist order in April. Stevens Land Holdings has 30 days to pay the $10,000 fine or file an appeal. When we come back, Governor Jay Inslee is making his way to central Washington tomorrow to break ground on a sustainable jet fuel production facility. Aviation fans lined up on Saturday for the Festival of Flight at Pangborn Memorial Airport. And a 50-year-old transgender firefighting veteran will be in Wenatchee next week, where she will discuss her memoir called Both Sides of the Fire Line. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, everybody. Dan Coates alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. There's ice on my heat pump and under my heat pump.
Well, ice under your heat pump is normal. When we go into a defrost cycle, it melts the frost off, creates water, which freezes to the ground. Ice around your heat pump is a thing that you should probably give us a call about.
Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks.
It's Click It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click It RV.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
Governor Jay Inslee is making his way to Central Washington tomorrow to break ground on a sustainable jet fuel production facility. 12, a climate tech startup based in California, will be kicking off construction on a property in Moses Lake that will work to combine energy and industrial products to make a jet fuel that burns cleaner than standard fuels. The e-jet fuel blends with conventional fuel and is compatible with current engine technology, which creates a 90% reduction in life cycle emissions. Inslee has dubbed Moses Lake as the new Kitty Hawk and in May signed legislation that incentivizes sustainable aviation fuel production within the state. While in the area, Inslee will also visit Coyote Ridge Correction Center in Connell and Washington State University's new honeybee and pollinator research extension near Othello. Aviation fans lined up on Saturday for the Festival of Flight at Pangborn Memorial Airport. The yearly event shows off classic and contemporary aircraft, including the Miss Vidal with Clyde Pangborn and Hugh Herndon. That's the plane they flew from Japan to East Wenatchee in 1931. Visitors also got to view World War II combat aircraft as well as sign up for tours of the Wenatchee Valley by helicopter. Some of the craft on display were featured in the movie Devotion, filmed around the airport in 2021. The festival is produced through a partnership between the airport and the city of East Wenatchee. In a career spanning 5 decades, firefighter Bobby Scopa has worked through everything from city fires to mountain rescues. Now she wants to tell about her experiences as a firefighter who not only served at Ground Zero immediately after 9/11 and served as a team leader during Arizona's Dude Fire in 1990, but also as a transgender person. The Wenatchee River Institute, a book for all seasons, and Wenatchee Pride will host Scopa for a Red Barn event where she will be discussing her memoir, Both Sides of the Fire Line, that details her professional and personal challenges. The free event will be held next Wednesday, July 19th, and will be offered both in person and via Zoom, the link to which can be found on the Wenatchee River Institute's website. Doors will open at 6:30 p.m. in the Institute's Red Barn, and the presentation will begin at 7 p.m. with books available for purchase and signing. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins begins his series of interviews with candidates up for mayor in Leavenworth. Thunderstorm activity will end tonight with warmer temperatures expected over the next couple of days. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Hi, I'm Brian Campbell, and I'd appreciate your vote for Mayor of Wenatchee. Born and raised in Wenatchee, I've experienced a lot of change over the years. Businesses have been devastated by the pandemic. People are concerned for their family's safety. Parents are concerned about their children's education and parents' rights, and people are struggling to make ends meet and find affordable housing. With my past service on our city council and 12 years of meeting attendance, over 100 years of combined community service, and over 40 years in the financial services and real estate industries, I'm uniquely qualified to provide common sense solutions to these challenges.
Paid for by Brian Campbell for mayor.
The incumbent mayor of the city of Leavenworth faces 2 primary challengers in the upcoming election. One of them, a former chief administrator and city council member, and the other, a newcomer to local politics. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins spoke with all 3 candidates and asked, what's the major challenge facing North Central Washington's Bavarian Village?
One of the main things that I'm concerned about, as one council member recently said, is we've lost our shine. When I was administrator a while back, there was a lot of division when I was hired, residential community versus the business community, and I was fortunate enough to really bridge that gap between the 2 groups and form a real sense of unity. And I see that is again, very necessary right now. But we've got downtown business owners that are struggling. And you know, it's one thing to bring people to Leavenworth, it's quite another to bring people back. And that's my concern long term for the vitality of our city, because we rely on tourism to survive.
I'm quite troubled about what I have been seeing for several years now. We have, not only are we fractured, but we have an entire community that is quite angry, frustrated. The majority of the community is not being heard, and I have a very significant issue with that. It is, the leaders of the community are not there for themselves. They are there for the majority of the community. The community runs that city, and as it should be. But that's not what's been happening, and it hasn't been happening for a number of years. So we do not have trouble getting community members to city council meetings. We have trouble getting them to come back because they're not heard. We go through the motions and we hear the city saying those words, we want to hear you, your voice is going to be heard, and then they are ignored. Even if the majority has stated their opinion, it's still ignored repeatedly. That needs to stop.
I ran, quite frankly, to keep it a community, and a community to me is a diverse, has a workforce, has people that are living there that of all ages, all incomes. You know, that kind of diversity is what makes a community in my mind. And quite frankly, we're threatened to lose that and become only a resort or only a retirement community for the wealthy. It's what happens in a lot of beautiful mountain towns. I'm not willing to see us go that route without a fight. So I got involved to try to keep us a whole community. A lot of the housing that we've created have become second homes. So, you know, we were treading water, I guess, in terms of the size for a long time. But so we're 2,500 now, and we've got issues that deal with 10 times that size. So, you know, those are the unique challenges. And like I said, I want to keep us a whole community, so that's a unique challenge. Keeping that balance between a strong business, but also a strong, you know, vibrant residential. So trying to keep that balance in place. And so really focusing on some of the things that'll enhance it for the residents as well.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend. Boy, it was a hot one. 97 our high on Saturday and around 95 our high yesterday. It was hot, cooler today, and yeah, we have more of that thunderstorm activity that rolled in early this morning and dropped some rain. And more than that, folks, this is our time-lapse video of the lightning show that we had this morning. I'm just going to get out of the way and let you take a look at that. Boy, this was about 3:20 until about 4 a.m. to 4:30 this morning. We did get a little bit of rain out of that, and what a light show it was. Some thunder also mixed into that. And not a whole lot of rain, but we did pick up some. Most of our rain was towards sunrise, I should say, this morning. We'll talk more about that in a second. But this is what our next 4 days look like. Tomorrow, we're going to dry out. There is a slight chance for an isolated thunderstorm on Wednesday, but we are warming up. Tomorrow's high temperatures near 90. Wednesday will stay about the same. And for Wednesday and into Thursday, we'll jump up probably into those mid-90s. And we'll have more on that coming up a little bit later. But today's high temperature is much cooler, 10 degrees cooler than our high yesterday, and even slightly below normal. 87 is now our normal, 85 unofficially today at Pangborn Airport, 101. That's our record high set back in 1975. 64 this morning, our low, 61 is normal, and 49 is where we should, or I should say is our record low, and that was set in 1972. So there you have it. We picked up 7/100ths of an inch of rain. That was around 7 a.m. this morning up in East Wenatchee. That now gets us to 3.18 for the year, but that's still 1.25 inches behind where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise 5:15 and sun sets tonight at 8:57, about the time the thunderstorm activity should die down. All right, let's take a look at what we can expect as we get you into Tuesday. Temperatures, they will warm up. 90s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, also Wenatchee. Chelan will hit 90 degrees tomorrow. 91 up in Omak, and a lot of upper 80s, even in the higher elevations. Leavenworth and Kashmir both in the upper 80s, and 84 for high temperature for you folks tomorrow up in Lake Wenatchee. All right, tonight we can expect mostly clear skies. Here's our ridge of high pressure still bringing us that nice weather, but we are seeing an area of low pressure. It's right here and again in Montana, and that is just enough instability to cause some of those thunderstorms, but that'll go away as high pressure builds in tomorrow. Sunny skies and warmer. We'll see highs, as we mentioned, right around 90 degrees for most of us on Tuesday. For Wednesday, we'll see a few more clouds, especially in the afternoon. High pressure just to our north, but a pretty large area of low pressure off the coast will bring just a wave of instability our way, so maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Upper 80s for high temperatures on Wednesday, and then we really start to warm up. Sunshine with warmer temperatures. Here's high pressure and that ridge. It's keeping that low pressure at bay, and that means a lot of warm air moving our way. We're talking low 90s for high temperatures on Thursday. By the time we get into the end of the week, sunny and even hotter as high pressure really strengthens. We will see highs by Friday afternoon into the mid-90s. And we're not done yet. As we get you into the upcoming weekend, it is going to be downright hot. Sunny, high temperatures on Saturday in the upper 90s. We may flirt with 100 degrees on Saturday, and not much change for Sunday. Sunny and still hot. We'll see highs as we end our forecast again in the upper 90s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. 59 overnight tonight, sunny, 90 degrees tomorrow, maybe an isolated thunderstorm on Wednesday, and 88, and then the warm-up begins. Sunny skies from Thursday all the way into Sunday, 92 for Thursday, 96 Friday, and we are talking upper 90s for both Saturday and on Sunday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Well, thanks to Dan for filling in for the last couple weeks. I was on vacation last week, and then the week before I had this virus thing and had no voice. I was working. I just couldn't be with you. So good to be back. Mariners finished their first half of the baseball season strong, taking 3 of 4 from Houston, including a 3-1 decision on Sunday. Logan Gilbert pitched 7 dominant innings on the mound, allowing just 1 solo home run, while striking out 6. Teoscar Hernandez and Jared Kelenic did the damage at the plate to put Seattle a game over 500 at the break.
This is into center field. Julio is on his way home. Teoscar Hernandez gives the Mariners the lead. He's into second base, safe.
We take another look at this swing, and Teo gets something middle inside. He's on time for the fastball, 92 miles per hour, hits this into the gap. Julio does a great job freezing on a line right there, making sure that it's going to hit grass. And I like Teo right there, making the outfield make a good throw. They don't, and he's in.
Kelenic shoots this into right center field. France is in to score. Teoscar Hernandez strolls home. It's a 2-run double by Jared Kelenic, and the Mariners open it up in the 4th inning, 3-0.
This one belted to right field, going back, and it is at the wall and gone. A home run by Martin Maldonado. So Martin Maldonado for the 2nd straight day. And Dana Brown's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's a sign of things to come.
Well, some of the aggressiveness paying off for the Astros, jumping on that first pitch fastball.
Tying run with power at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Fastball up and out of the zone. Sewald closes the door on the Astros. For the first time since 2018, the Mariners come to Houston, Texas, and they win a 4-game series against the Astros.
Seattle's off for the All-Star break until Friday when they'll host Detroit in the first of a 3-game series. Only the Mariners, Braves, Reds, and Dodgers enter the break, having won 7 of their past 10 games. Another American League West action Sunday, C.J. Abrams had 3 hits while the Nationals went deep 3 times in a 7-2 win over the Rangers. Masataka Yoshida's solo home run in the 8th was the game winner for the Boston Red Sox as they edge Oakland 4-3. Texas's lead at the All-Star break is 2 games over Houston in the AL West. Seattle leapfrogged the Angels into 3rd place at 45-44 and are 6 games back. Major League Baseball's biggest and brightest stars are in Seattle for the next couple of days for the Midsummer Classic. Festivities begin tonight with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Julio Rodriguez will face former 2-time winner Pete Alonso in the first round. Derby starts it's underway right now. It's on ESPN. So far, Luis Castillo is the lone Mariner selected to participate in tomorrow's All-Star game. The game will be televised on Fox, and that starts at 5 o'clock. Well, T-Mobile, or across the street from T-Mobile Park at Lumen Field, Major League Baseball held its draft on Sunday, well, the first day of which. Mariners went for everything but pitching in the first 3 picks in the first round. Seattle selected John Glenn High School's Colt Emerson, a shortstop, with the 22nd overall pick Sunday. With the 29th pick, the Mariners selected Johnny Farmello, an outfielder from Westfield High School in Virginia. At 30, Seattle drafted shortstop Ty Pete out of Trinity Christian School in Georgia, another high schooler. The Wenatchee Apple Sox completed a 3-game sweep of Kamloops Sunday at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium with an 11-6 victory. Wenatchee won despite committing 5 errors in Sunday's finale, but as we hear from Joel Norman, the Sox made sure to put this one out of reach early with after 2 close games on Friday and on Saturday.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox earned their 4th sweep of the 2023 summer with 3 victories against the Kamloops Northpaws this weekend at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It started in dramatic fashion with a 12-inning victory on Friday night with a 7-6 triumph in the weekend opener. And then on Saturday, Wenatchee with a clinical 5-1 victory as Trent Liolas did the big damage in that one, going 2 for 3, including launching a 2-run homer in the 3-run 8th inning for the Apple Sox. On Sunday, Wenatchee with a pretty much in control from the get-go, an 11-6 victory in the series finale as they got a big day at the plate from pretty much everyone in the lineup. But Easton Amundsen delivered the final boom, scoring the final 2 runs in his final game of the summer in an Apple Sox uniform. Amundsen went deep in his final at-bat, a 2-run shot in the 8th inning.
The 2-2. That swung on and smacked out to right field. Turning and watching Tyler Glowacki. One last home run of the summer for Easton Amundsen, his 7th of the season. And he tacks on 2 more runs here for the Apple Sox as they make this an 11-4 game. How about that? One last memory for Easton Amundsen this season. I said it to him yesterday. You better get 1 more this summer to get to 7 on the season, and he does here today. That's one way to end your season, a 2-run shot from Easton Amundsen.
That puts him tied for 3rd in Apple Sox history with 7 home runs, for the most home runs, tied for 3rd in team history in single-season home runs as he departs now to head off to Liberty University this fall. The Apple Sox are off on Monday and then back in action. The first game of a 6-game road trip begins on Tuesday night when they face the Nanaimo Night Owls. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Andrew Monson pitched 3 innings of relief to earn his first win in an Apple Sox uniform Sunday. As Joel mentioned, Wenatchee's on the road for the first of 3 games at Nanaimo tomorrow night at 6:35. You can hear the action with Joel on radio on Sunny FM. Other West Coast League action on Sunday. Ridgefield walked off Bellingham in 11 innings, 5-4 on Trent Prokes' RBI single in the Raptors' final at bat. Prokes ended up the game with 3 hits and 2 RBI. Victoria took advantage of a costly fielding error in the top of the 8th inning inning to break a 5-5 tie and go on for a 6-5 win over Yakima Valley. Nick Dumsnell led the way for the Harbor Cats, going 4 for 5 with 2 runs and an RBI. Nanaimo and Walla Walla combined for 25 runs and 33 hits in a wild 13-12 win for the Night Owls. Each team scored 4 runs in their half of the 9th inning. Kelowna's Trevor Wilson was 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBI to lead the Falcons in a 7-1 win over Edmonton. Spencer Seed and 4 relievers combined on a 3-hit shutout of Corvallis as Cowlitz beat the Knights 1-0. Game's lone run came in the bottom of the first on Ethan Mann's RBI single. Dalton Mashore's RBI double capped a 4-run 8th inning for Portland as the Pickles came back to beat Bend 4-2. And in non-league baseball, Port Angeles took the lead with 3 runs in the 7th, held on to beat Redmond. 8-7 was the final there. Well, Wenatchee has the best record in the West Coast League's North Division at 22-8. Victoria's 22-11 heading into this week, while the Bells have fallen back to 20-10. Ridgefield continues to top the South Division at 22-10. Portland is second and 17-10, while Corvallis in a strange third-place position at 18-12. Well, it was a hot night of racing at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval Saturday with 6 classes of cars competing. It was kids' bike night as well. East Wenatchee's Seth Frazier held off the pack to win the main event for the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars. Bob Grinder was second, followed by Brad Morrison. Caleb Gill was once again up for the challenge in the Zero Handicap Youth Roadrunner main event. Wenatchee driver took first, followed by Sela's Bailey Denton and Wenatchee's Tommy Craig. East Wenatchee's Jason Walker grew up idolizing his dad, dreamed of one day winning a main event WVSO. Well, his dream came true on Saturday as he grabbed the checkered flag in the Plum Perfect Roadrunner main events. Wenatchee's Jay Evans was second, followed by RT Griner of East Wenatchee. Wyatt Flowers continued to find a home away from home in East Wenatchee in the Angel Bail Bonds Bandoleros class. The Palmer, Alaska youth won another main event Saturday. Deer Park's Cole Dazenbrock was second, followed by Wenatchee's Caden Steinberg in third. The AMCA Bandit Dwarf Cars were also there Saturday night to WVSO, and it was a Knutson finish. Dale took first, Darrell second, Port Townsend's Chuck O'Connor was third. Spanaway's Tony Seidelman won the WMRA Midget main event. Olympia's Garrett McLeese was second, followed by Dan Matthews from Esquimalt, British Columbia. WVSO is back at it again this weekend. It's the big Thunder in the Valley. Racing will feature the Rockstar Energy B-Mods, a sprint car shootout, West Coast Vintage Racers, Northwest Focus Midgets, and the Speed Tour winged sprint cars. For tickets and more information, go to WVSO.com. That's a look at sports news. Good to be back in the saddle again. Have a happy Monday.
On the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, my guest will be Dave Tosh, Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. We're talking lunch, good lunch, cheap lunch. Dave, tell folks about it.
Yeah, $5, Tuesday through Friday, 4 days a week. Make a reservation at least the day before. We have other ways. You can go on our website, make a reservation on that as well. But we want people to come out and enjoy a really good, balanced meal. We even have dessert on top, and how about fresh salad, and we call it good.
Your speaker's work, he said lunch for $5 and it's open to the public. Dave Tosh on the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night. News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel.
He swung on a fly ball.
Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is back on the NCW Life channel. Join us Monday, July 17th as the Apple Sox host the Bend Elks. Coverage is brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds and more, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. Your television home for Apple Sox baseball is the NCW Life channel.
The leadership of the city of Wenatchee is up for grabs, and a few other cities around north central Washington as well. NCWLIFE has you covered with interviews and profiles of the primary candidates running for mayor. Find out about the people and issues that could influence your city over the next 4 years and beyond. You can find those interviews right here each day this week, 8:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, 5:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, as well as on our website, ncwlife.com. The NCWLIFE channel, helping you choose your future.